this video, we'll be taking a look at Black Krrsantan for the Black Series 6-inch line. I actually just got this action figure today at the time I'm recording this, and he wasn't one I really intended on getting. I do have the Comic-Con exclusive one with all the extra accessories for the TVC line. I do have that one on pre-order, and personally that was the only one I was really interested in getting. And then I was at the store today and I saw the Black Series one here on shelves, and I thought, oh man, you know, he does look really neat, and I don't have a lot of Wookiees for my collection, and I have been wanting to expand the amount of Wookiees I have. So I'll go ahead and get them. And I haven't been getting a whole lot of new action figures lately anyway, so good opportunity to get one. And after I opened them up and got them in hand, I was very impressed with how he turned out. It's a very nice action figure. The only thing deluxe about him is the price, I'll tell you that. He's definitely not a deluxe action figure. I understand why Hasbro does make these deluxe figures, because it's not exactly tooling that they're going to be reusing for anything or anyone else. You certainly can't use Krrsantan's body for Chewbacca, because he's a little bit shorter and a little bit more robust, I would say, than Chewbacca is. So in that regard, I can kind of see why Hasbro ends up doing these as deluxes. With that being said, he's definitely not a where they charge like $35 for these. He's definitely not a $35 action figure, I can tell you that. He doesn't come with any extra accessories than what he should come with. Yeah, it is what it is. It's a shame that this is the point we're at with Hasbro Star Wars, where we get a lot of fake deluxe action figures. But I will say, after having him in hand and seeing what he's all about, I'm not too bothered by the price of him at this point. He's very nice for what he is. Like I said, I don't have a lot of Wookiees in my collection, so it's always nice to get another one. We'll look at the package here first. So, extra wide box for an action figure that doesn't really need it. But there's a nice image of Krrsantan there. So I think this is going to be one of the last action figures that has the windowless package, fortunately. Book of BOBF. Krrsantan. For whatever reason, Hasbro doesn't call him Black Krrsantan anymore. They just call him Krrsantan. I wonder why that is, huh? Nice image of him there. Nice image of him there. Former gladiator turned bounty hunter. Raw and intimidating presence. So I think figure number 4 for the Book of BOBF. You know, when the deluxe action figures first came out, Hasbro specifically had a subline for them, and General Grievous was the first one at D1. And now it seems like the deluxe action figures are just standard part of the main line. So right there, that shows you that the deluxes are a scam. But let's just take a closer look at this guy. He's extremely heavy. I'm really impressed with that. So if you can't tell already, he's very, it's a very inspiring appearance, I'll say that. Hasbro definitely put a lot of detail into this. And unfortunately, we got a new Krrsantan instead of the cheap comic book one that Hasbro did about a year ago at this point, where they just repainted Chewbacca in all black. Nowhere near being accurate at all. So he has the braids on his beard there. Interesting feature. And then he has his, what I assume is his gladiator armor there. It's the spikes on the shoulders. Very nice detailing in that. Has some weathering. It's a golden color. Here in the back as well, the braids continue. You might be able to take that off if you work with it. He has this belt here. They did give him a pouch. Can't put anything in it though. Golden colored belt. Has this accessory here, almost looks like a braid of some sorts. And has the belt buckle there. Head sculpt looks very nice. Looks spot on to the actual character. Eyes turn out pretty nice as well. And you can see his teeth. Interesting thing that Hasbro did with this as well is the brass knuckles. I think that's one thing that might come with the TVC figure, the deluxe one that is, the deluxe one. I think they gave him brass knuckles as like an extra accessory. As you can see, he has that there as well. So if you want to reenact a scene of him punching someone out, you can certainly make that happen. And for his legs there. Has a very good footprint. Has no problem standing on his own. So in terms of weapons and accessories, like I said, there's nothing deluxe about this at all, but he does have his rifle. Which does have a lot of nice detailing in it. Has some blue at the end there, and has some reds and some weathering. Kind of looks like a modified bowcaster in a way. Like this half of it looks like a bowcaster, and then here at the compensator and the actual barrel there, almost looks like it's a different piece that was welded on. It's a scope there. And as you can see at the beginning of the video, you can hold it pretty good in both hands. I can't really get him to hold it in shooting pose too well though. I think Krrsantan is one of those characters where you just kind of have him standing in the background holding his rifle trying to look intimidating, and that's about it. Something like that. So let's compare his height to a different character here. I do have Zalbar, but I'll do his own video at some point. I'll do a comparison between Krrsantan and Zalbar then. Here's Morgan Elsbeth. Then here's Darth Nihilus. Of course, we know Nihilus is supposed to be a much more taller and more intimidating character than that. Just to show how accurate the Krrsantan is in height. It looks really good. What else can I say about this guy? Oh, I guess it'd help if I went over the articulation now, wouldn't it? So he does have a ball joint at the head, but it is kind of restricted because of the braids and the armor here. So you're not going to get a whole lot of motion out of it, but it's not that big of a deal. He does have hinge at the shoulders and hinged elbows. Want to be careful when articulating his elbows though, because he has a part of his fur that sticks out at the ends there, and it could potentially get caught. So just watch out for that. He does have hinged wrist. And then a joint at the torso there. I'm pretty sure it's just the one torso joint. I think the Chewbacca has 2 joints in his torso. He does have hinge tips. No swivel thigh, so that means this is one of the newer action figures that does not include that. He does have hinge knees, which go about 90 degrees, and of course, rocker ankles as well. So overall, I'm very impressed by this action figure. I knew if I didn't get him, I probably would regret it years later. And after having him in hand and seeing what he's all about, I'm glad to have him now. I think he was worth the $35, even though that's totally ridiculous for a Black Series action figure. So if you really want him for your collection and he's within your budget, I would say he's totally recommended. It's a very nice action figure. It could arguably be one of the best Black Series action figures that Hasbro has made in terms of likeness and just everything that's all about him. In terms of accuracy, he's spot on. I don't think Hasbro could have done any better than they did. So if you're a fan of the character and you really can't wait for him, in terms of price, he may go on clearance at some point in the future. Who knows? We'll see. A solid action figure and recommended. But anyways, that concludes this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for plenty more reviews in the future. There will always be lots more to come. If you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciate your support. And check out some of the links in the description as well. As always, thanks for watching.